So there is a spaceship called the Avion which is heading for a new planet in a new galaxy that will arrive in a new century. There's 5,000 human passengers on board in hibernation for the 120-year journey. And of course, Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence wake up 90 years too soon. They're all by themselves on this spaceship. They gotta figure out what's going on, but you know, they fall in love. Now, I was actually looking forward to Passengers. I've always liked the idea of the film, the concept of the film, but of course it's all about the execution, and add this film to the 2016 disappointment list. Now, I didn't hate Passengers. I was not sitting in the cinema going, oh my god, this film is just so horrible, please just end. I was just disappointed and underwhelmed by it. First and foremost, this film is a romance, so how are Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence as a couple in this film? It was a bit 50-50 for me personally. There are some scenes where they're having a conversation and the dialogue's interesting and you really do feel a connection between the two, but there are other scenes where you just don't, or at least I didn't. Since this is primarily a romance film, you need to be caring about these characters throughout the whole thing, so when things get intense in the last act, you actually care about them and want them to get out of the situation alive. And since I only cared about them sporadically here and there, it just pretty much sinks the whole thing for me. I just never felt a spark between the two of them. There are parts towards the end of the film where stuff starts getting intense and then they start stepping up their acting game and you start to feel a little bit for them. But the rest of the film is a little bit dull and a little bit lifeless at times. That's not to say this film doesn't have merit. At the start when they first wake up, you really feel the isolation between the two of them. The spaceship is completely deserted, there's nobody there. You feel just as alone as they do. The CGI and visual effects are really great actually. When they step out onto the spaceship especially and you just see the size and scope of it, is really impressive. And another thing I liked about the film as well was the circumstances around the two waking up. It didn't really unfold the way I thought it would unfold. It actually takes a bit of a different direction than the trailers would suggest. That actually surprised me. I was not expecting it to go that way, and it actually brings up a couple of thought-provoking things. I don't want to get into too much spoiler detail, but there's some things that happen that gets you thinking about stuff. You're like, would I have done certain things here and there? But I liked how they went in that different direction. I didn't make it entirely predictable. I also like the design of the spaceship. The interiors look really sleek and futuristic. It actually kind of reminded me of the Axiom from WALL-E. The aesthetics of the spaceship look similar to the one in WALL-E, and plus you have these robots going around like cleaning up mess and serving you food. This film is kind of like Titanic meets WALL-E if WALL-E was a live action film. And that's all I've got to say about Passengers. Like I said, I was underwhelmed by the film, I was disappointed by it. The thing that the film is going for the most is the romance between Pratt and Lawrence, and since I didn't care about them most of the time, I cared about them sporadically here and there, that is the big thing that just tanks this film for me. There are some redeeming qualities to it, like the really impressive CGI, the design of the spaceship, and the things surrounding the hibernation malfunctions and all that kind of stuff, but it's just not really enough to save this film from being the disappointment that I thought it was. I'm going to give Passengers a 2 out of 5. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Passengers, and if you want to see more of my stuff, be sure to click on one of these links, and I'll see you all in the next video.